Good morning, students. Welcome you all in the class of English. Myself Kamal Nath, and I am going to explain you the poem A Sea of Foliage. This is the second video of this week. In the first video, I had introduced the poetess Taru Dutt, her different works, her different books, and then I had explained you the summary of the poem, concept of the poem, and today I am going to explain you line wise everything so that the whole concept will come to your understanding. You will be able to comprehend everything clearly. So let us see the poem line wise today. You know, as in the first video only I had explained you what is the content, what is the main objective of the poem. This is the poem that is composed by the poetess to appreciate the garden. She was sitting, she has no doubt explained the different colors, different contrasts of the trees, its color, and the scene that was seen at the time of day, at the same time at night when the moonlight fall on the trees and to the flowers. So let us see the poem. Here, as the poem describes about the beauty of the garden, certainly just I will share you some of the beauties of the nature. She was natural here poetess. She loved nature, and in this poem also she has described the same, her attitude, her interest, her love for nature. So let us see the first stanza, what she tells and how, in what words she describes the garden. She is sitting, she is watching, she is startled and amazed to see the beauty. A sea of foliage girds our garden round. She is telling that her garden is surrounded from all sides with greenery, with a vegetation. Her garden is from all sides surrounded. Girds means what? Surrounds. So greenery and vegetation surrounds from all sides her garden, but not a sea of dull, unvaried green. All sides it looks green, but she still here objects. She tells, it is not unvaried green like the sea. When you see any sea water, all around you can see one type of color. That is what? Green. Green color. The sea water looks green. So that is what here, one color, only monotonous color green. Here the poetess tells about the greenery of her garden, that her garden is not full of one types of green, okay, like the sea, but not a sea of a dull and varied green. Her garden is not like a sea which has only a dull and unvaried green, means unchanged, without any change. All just over, you can see throughout the sea, you can see one color, and that is green. Generally the color of the water is here green, and especially of the sea. So she is telling that her garden doesn't comprise of one color, that is green. Sharp contrast of all colors here are seen. She is telling, the poetess is telling, that the colors of her garden has sharp contrast, differences in colors. Greenery is also of different types, and so she is telling a sharp contrast. The colors of her garden, leaves and beauty has sharp differences here, contrasts. The light green, graceful tamarind abound. She is here describing first the tamarind tree, which leaves are here light green, not dark, not deep. The tamarind tree's leaves are light green. Amid mango clumps of green profound. And then she is comparing that on the other hand, the mango leaves are dark green. Green profound means dark green, deep green. One side when the tamarind leaves are light green, here the mango's leaves are profound means darker than that. And palms arise, and then she is telling the palms trees are standing like pillars grey. Obviously it looks like grey, so palms tree which are standing existing in the garden, it is looking like here pillars and is in grey colors between the mango and the tamarind tree. It's very clear. She is making clear that the beauty of her garden is not only full of one type or monotonous green, it is of different colors. Here she is telling in the other line, next line, and over the quiet pools the simul's lean. Simul is your silk tree. So, and over quiet pools, and she is telling over the quiet here pools, that is lake only here, the simul's lean. Simul tree is leaning, bending, and when it is bending towards the pool, quiet pool, the pool that looks quiet, then its flower red and a startling like a trumpet's sound. She is telling the red color that is very contrasting, very deep color red, that is a startling, amazing. When the readers or viewers see that, when we see that color of flower that is red, that amazes us, startles us, and this year surprises in such a way like the trumpet's sound surprises us, startles us. Here it is really very extraordinary comparison. She has compared the sight of Simul's red flower with the trumpet sound. Not this sight, beautiful sight, is compared to the another sight, another different sight. The poetess is comparing the beautiful sight of Simul's flower that is deep red, very just really sharp, very sharp color. It startles the viewers like the trumpet's sound surprises us, amazes us. We are taken aback when we hear the sound of trumpet. In this way, she is really specializing the beauty of her garden in different way. But nothing can be lovelier than ranges of bamboos to the eastward. And then she is telling the beauty of bamboo trees which are standing in range, in a line, in a row. That bamboo trees in the rows, that is in the eastward of her garden. And she is telling, when the moon looks through their gaps, when at night the moonlight comes and passes through the gaps of the bamboos, and the white lotus changes, and already there are white lotus that is in the pool of the garden. In the pool of the garden there are a number of lotus, white lotus, and she is telling, the poetess is telling, when the moonlight falls on these flowers, lotus that is white, it changes the lotus into a cup of silver, and that lotus flower looks like a cup of silver. It is no doubt very here extraordinary simile she has used in the poem to compare and describe the beauty, so that we can imagine the beauty. Reading the poem, you can imagine the beauty of the garden. She is sitting and she imagines, even she feels and she imagines. And then she tells, one might soon, means the viewer, the lookers on who will view the sight, may feel soon, may feel dizzy, drunken with beauty. Then when they see the beauty of this garden, it looks like they have taken intoxication. They have taken intoxication with the beauty. That beauty makes them feel drunken, like they have drunken. Or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. And then the viewers are so much fascinated, are so much bound with the beauty, so much attracted with the beauty, that they all are just in intoxication, and they feel, they imagine like they are in the Garden of Eden, the primeval garden, the first garden that is here mentioned in the Bible, that the first man and woman lived in that garden on this earth. That is what is mentioned in the Bible. So one can feel the drunken, like drunken, or one feels like he or she has taken intoxication with the beauty of the sight all around of the garden, and they feel that they are in the first garden, the primeval garden, that is Eden garden, and they will see in the amazement, great amazement. This is what here extraordinary things that she is describing about the poem. She has great love, deep love for the nature, and in many of her poems, when you will see other of her poems or the books she has written, even on the nature she has described, that will no doubt fascinate you and will make you spellbound. You will feel here really just amidst that beauty, amidst that sensation, that kind of sensation, sense, when we directly feel that beauty, that thing. And so this is extraordinary here, that we can also feel, and this was what the poem, that was a sea of foliage, means in the sea that is there, so vast, so big, we cannot really imagine. Like that, she is telling about her garden, like sea of foliage, means sea of greenery, sea of different kinds of vegetation, and the contrast, different contrast that she feels, that she enjoys in her garden, makes her garden unique and matchless. As he has told that the greenery of her garden is not here monotonous and not like one kind of green that is seen in the sea color, sea water color. Its color means the color of her garden, leaves and flowers are here of different colors, comprising contrasts in colors, and that is what here a speciality of her garden, and she feels sitting there. We know, as I had already explained to you in the first video session, at the age of only 21 years she died, but she has left a number of creations, number of works, number of books of prose and poetry, which can of course here give us a lot of knowledge, can entertain us. So students, this was the poem, that was a sea of foliage. In the next video session I will explain you the question answer, that is understanding the poem. And till then, I hope that you must have enjoyed this poem. Just we will see each other again in the next video. Thank you students, thank you.